with unseen episodes, and in my shows to start watching, shows where I'm current and all episodes are watched. There are like 3 little drop down sections I have.
Cool. Oh, what did we do last time?
Let me get lit.
Let's see. Notes say last time we did journey scene with a wire-bitten child. We're using unsanctioned believers. But there's mushrooms on the wobbly poles, vines, human birds. What made you feel like an inconvenience? Yeah, I did a bunch of background stuff. Finally got rid of the floating market. And wrote up papers with the work and used magic ink to make it go. And it just became real. Carl's run off, and y'all are RUNNOFT. Y'all are custodians, I guess, a little bit. Talked with Mog a little bit. God Bless Bites are now a floating market exclusive, right? So boom, done.
So we went into like a mom and pop shop and we're like, these pancakes can only be served here, and they were like, that is how it has been.
Yeah, that's what we do. Okay.
That's okay. Now we commodified.
Oh yeah, and you talked with the box lady a little bit, or Ben did, I think. Then you did another trip to the new thing and watched some Who Wants to Be an Avatar. Two episodes, which is rough. I just have the note bobblehead pee.
Oh yeah, the trucker god.
Yeah, jar of pee.
Got his long haul trucker.
The bobblehead stuck on top.
And then you entered the Whisper Plains. So there's huge trenches dug, loosely covered barren scars across the land, black-leafed vegetation thriving on polluted dirt, unsettlingly uniform, retention ponds with a rainbow sheen, shift vision if you look at them too long. And there's underground mines that are on fire. The ground feels warm, but the smell coming out is nostalgic. I think we got a clue that was a look at the keeper.
Oh yeah,
was a map that had spirals all over it. I can close up the flare market. Boom.
Floating market.
Yeah, paper map of the area, heavily blacked out with spirals. And you talked with Dale the trucker, DAEL, pulled over, peeing. That's right, he was peeing. For him, that was a map. I think it was Ren found a little Blair Witch bobblehead in the truck, and then went on your merry way into the plains, wishes I have on file. Hugh wants to discover a book from the library. Assignment. Unforeseen consequences of previously solved assignments. See how bad it gets. More Voltron powers together.
Wait, we wanted that?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That might have just been Mark's extrapolation.
They would love to suffer. Yes, we would.
Kill me, bring me back to life, and kill me again. Okay.
It's a living.
And revisiting characters. If we go to custodians, beginning of session. Let's recap. Mark new end of session questions if you would like. I don't think do we have any lingering? Oh, we have some lingering advancements to take.
Oh, yeah. Gotta make decisions.
And
also the rewards.
I know what reward I want.
All right.
Also, I have a book that I want to share with everyone.
Heath, lay it on me.
I want the paper angel.
The paper angel. Tell me what that does.
It was the one that we can set the paper angel free to get a side character to aid us.
I see you.
That fucking locket back.
Wait, what does it do?
It allows you to basically
angel free. It will track down a known side character to call on them for aid.
So not only am I getting my locket back, she's gonna aid us.
Well, the locket is currently at a pawn shop.
That's true.
Remember,
it's true.
So
Good call.
or last you saw anyway.
Oh, well, she could lead us there.
Mhm.
That's our new
It's true.
mission.
She could aid me in going there and get my fucking locket.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can
I wouldn't
probe
mind.
on her, and there's nothing that would happen wrong if you did that.
Yeah, she could teach me about that red book that I think would probably kill me.
Hold on, Lily. I'm gonna question mark. Cool. Mark that down in your
Dunzo.
section there. I think Ben was saying he wanted to take the pit in a box. They'll let you destroy any object placed inside, or
Yeah.
the people introduce them at a later time and place. Great. So I think that's going back to the floating market and putting it in their box.
Mhm.
It's a
Because
box in a box.
that is a thing that's not going to move very much. What about the rest of y'all? What were you thinking?
Okay. I'm assuming that a specific vendor becomes a recurring side character cannot include Carl.
Carl is gone and not a vendor.
Okay, fair.
Oh,
Let me keep looking then.
And possibly not human anymore.
Fair. Well, what vendors did we know? This would be just for
Mog
yeah.
Squamous.
he
Yeah,
could cook for you, personal chef.
That's true. That is the God Flesh Bites vendor who you.
yeah. So there's Mog at the Salt and Smoke.
Hmm.
Let's see, who else did you talk to? Speedy Supplications is where the Paper Angels is coming from. Kaz Happy Feet at Revel Among the Ruins is where the gently glowing caterpillar with the soothing voice is from. You talk to him. He has a jaunty cap with 2 feathers and an observer.
Oh, right, yeah.
There's Gull and Croak, the Pox Monks. Jones and Company with the box. Relics Reborn with Mr. Salesa, Senor Salesa. And yeah, those are the ones you visited. And the guy with the bag who's unnamed.
Unnamed bag guy.
That guy, only you can help us now.
Never gets a name.
Hmm.
Or you can get a motorboat.
Oh, fuck a boat.
Nothing
bad happens on the water.
I feel like I want to grab a vendor just because we have a business relationship to the floating market now.
Fine.
Yeah,
Like,
Mog makes sense.
story-wise.
I mean,
Hmm?
two of you have a relationship with Mog. You want to grab that?
Yeah, I think I'll pick up Mog as a side character.
Cool. Go ahead and write that down in your stuff.
So that's an advancement that Hugh is taking.
That's the reward.
Reward.
Oh,
I'm taking
reward.
that in lieu of the special reward.
Which,
Mog Squamous.
yeah,
Awesome.
I pasted the rewards in the messenger chat.
Oh, thank you. I need to look at that. I didn't do my homework as usual.
Yeah, I guess I'll add, is there a side character section and like records?
You can put that down probably in your altar items. It's probably a good place for it. Just
Okay, I'll do that.
separate from that. Yeah, that's where we'll generally look for stuff to help. Or there's a note section, right? Yeah, there's a note section. It's up to you.
Oh, I want that painting, even though it doesn't really make sense for me. I mean, it makes sense story-wise for him to give me that painting.
Yeah, you could take that painting. You could like.
Yeah, I think that's the one that makes this most sense.
Cool.
Or a motorboat. Rin misunderstands it.
An abandoned motorboat though, so there's nobody.
Yeah, I'll take the painting. I'm not gonna overthink it because I feel like I went to go see Salacious and he was just like, "Oh yeah, you had your eye on this." Wait, his name's not. Is it not Salacious? Salacious Crumb.
Silesea.
Okay, Salacious Crumb.
Real Silesa.
Salesa. All right, so that's painting, and I'm just gonna take a advanced move upper goer, not a move, number upper goer. I think I'm gonna pop my communion up.
The 3. Ooh.
Yeah, why
Oh my-
not? One of us has to be good with the gods, or not good, but dangerous. All right, that's me.
Does anyone else have advances pending? Peter, you might. Yeah.
Muted. I have one advancement pending. I'm going to use it to bump my focus to 2 because I did not have time to think of a journey move.
Cool. So that's them. And we will be getting a new assignment as well. That's not it. That's not it.
I mean, that doesn't seem necessary for us.
No, we have enough
should
work.
keep us busy.
We're working on learning to say no. Boundaries.
Where is it? Mother Green. Oh, we're gonna do that. Okay. I write it down. I did not write it down. Cool. Let's do then. I think the new one is going to be. Yeah. So I think this. Well, like as we're driving across the Whisper Plains, I think this comes on the radio.
Oh, it's not a person unhinging their jaw and emitting a...
on the radio.
Oh, weird.
We're
Eerie.
This is Young Jolly Junk is the new one, and I'll fill out the assignment tab when the time comes.
Okay.
Young Jolly Junk, where people go, trash follows, and a few things insult a god more than using ruined spaces as a garbage dump. After several gods went on rampages through landfills and furnaces, the central Glottage government decreed that all industrial waste be thrown along the coast and into the waters.
Of course.
While this did disrupt many smaller fringe faiths, nevertheless, the plan went through. As more plastic bags and rotting vegetables piled up amongst oil spills and clothing dye, the people begged for God to break down what no one else could. Thus was born Young Jolly Junk, a popular ocean god whose followers promised to keep our coasts jolly. For decades, she has feasted on the flotsam and jetsam of modern manufacturing. Her image decorates beach signs and lifeguard stands, and children love playing with toys made in her likeness. However,
There's no downside. Sure.
no downside. The custodians recently received reports that Young Jolly has grown to enormous size, far larger than she has been in prior years. The Blue West Channel, located near 2 manufacturing giants, Kaplan Textiles and Mortal Plastic Refinery, has been rendered impassable. More worrisome, a flotilla of boats has been gathering near the god as fishing docks have been ripped up and destroyed. Time is of the essence, and there's not enough of it. And I think, since you got the water painting, I'll ask Ren. Ren,
Should have got a boat.
you have witnessed a god be overfed before. What did you see in the aftermath, and what did you lose?
Oh gosh. First of all, I don't trust no god that purports to be jolly. I saw a god be overfed, and
What
can
did
you tell
you
me the rest of it?
And what did you lose?
Sorry, one more time it cut out.
What did you see in the aftermath, and what did you lose?
What did I see in the aftermath? What did I lose? Yeah. I mean, I saw the banking crisis of Glottage. So the Solomon banks, they have overpromised and sent out predatory loans, feeding upon people's debts. And I think the banking conglomerate, like, is kind of like the Saint Electric, where they're like starting to be like a family of gods.
Mm.
But there was a god of debt that started growing during this time. And let's see, they were trying to keep it in the vault of the bank.
Mm.
And one time, this is so silly. Yeah, one time there was a bank robbery, and
Oh no.
it swallowed up the robbers, and so it gets worse somehow in my brain. And then the bank manager was like, "This is a great security system."
Oh jeez.
And so the Glottage First Solomon Bank, Glottage First Solomon Banking, yeah, people don't go there if they have any whiff of debt on them now.
Nice.
And what has happened is that is now a bank only for elites. Everyone else is afraid to go near it.
Awesome.
And if you have any debts, it starts to suck you in. And legend has it that it's now interpreting debt more loosely.
Ooh. That's really, really good.
Anyway, don't go to the bank.
Don't go to the bank. Great. So it's the assignment investigation phase. Cool. So I think that brings us to driving into the Whisper Plains.
May I produce my book at this point?
Oh yeah.
I'll chat everyone the title. Here.
No drawbacks.
Only good things.
Big
Big
Bobby.
Bobby's.
Oh, is it an audiobook?
It is Big
no,
Bobby's
your
Buddies,
paper.
What Y'all Need to Know About Long Haul Trucking. No listed author, part of the Learn It Career Guide series.
Amazing. And remind me what that does for us.
Anyone who likes can take the condition knowledgeable about long haul trucking and can spend it to get advantage. But
What
it
I'm
also
hearing-
takes up a slot.
Awesome.
Oh, and at some point, you as the keeper will can at any point talk about what's on the last page of that book
Nice.
that we hadn't counted on.
That's the infinite library there, right?
Yeah. I'll put that in the investigation phase.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Wait.
Cool. Assignment form. What's on the book's last page? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know what it is.
So I am going to state the condition well informed about long haul trucking. Anybody else who wants it can.
Great. Yeah. I'm just gonna write that as a note.
What I'm hearing is we're getting a truck.
Bobby's Buddies book. Great. Cool. So here we are on the road to I think as you approach or get closer to that fog is indeed covering the road and you have to drive into it. What do each of you what sounds do you hear coming out of the fog?
I wonder if every now and then it's like a complete absence of sound.
Hmm.
Not to, as long as that doesn't mess up anybody else's one that they're doing. But I think like every now and then it just, whatever other sounds there might be, pauses and it's like actual silence.
Hmm.
I'm thinking when there is sound, also, it's like a crunching, but it's like a very distinct crunching, like breaking bones or chewing bones, maybe.
Hmm.
I think there's also a sound of howling wind, even though the air is very still. You hear this constant whooshing, and then of course it cuts out occasionally, as Nick says.
Yeah. Um, who's driving?
I think Hugh is. No, I mean, typically Zeph would be, but
Taking a nap in the back.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. What are you afraid that the Bowered Companion will do to, how do I phrase this?
Hmm.
What are you afraid that the Bowered Companion will do to ensure that you pray to it so you won't get lost?
Oh, I think damage the car.
Hmm.
Like, I think probably it ends up the fog exerts pressure, and you can hear things kind of popping and squeaking like it's a submarine as the walls kind of start closing in on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's actually worse than that.
Woohoo!
When the car breaks
PK.
down, um, you'll be separated from each other, wandering in the fog. This is going to be a roll with communion.
Woohoo! -1.
A
I told you I could drive.
oh yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
Do you want to use anything to bump that up?
Um, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and burn off well-informed immediately.
Yeah.
Because if there's one piece of advice from Big Bobby's world, it's that if you have any problems with the atmosphere, just step on that gas and whatever's closing in will have trouble wrapping around you. So it always advises speeding out of, however counterintuitive it seems, when gods are after you in a truck, you try to outrun them.
That's great. That's great.
So 3d6 minus top 2 -1. Uh, okay, rolling 3d6. Ah, 4.
Ooh, a 4. Wait, no,
Heard that for nothing.
you have top 2, right? So it's a 7.
Oh, why would it be a 7?
It's 5 plus 3 minus 1.
What is the +3 from?
Your second. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. The dice roller did not refresh for me.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, that's a different roll.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That is a 4. That is a 4 indeed.
All right, I'll find out the terrible thing that happens and then probably mark a verse.
Yeah. And I think what you see as you are, I think you do hear that sort of the fog gets denser and you do hear that like creaking and pressing and popping on the car. And you ahead of you as you're like trying to, I think it actually starts water condensing on the windshield, and as you're trying to get it off with windshield wipers.
Hmm.
Something that looks like a fallen tree is across the road ahead, but
Mhm.
and it kind of like looms out of the fog as you're going.
Oh no.
Because of your instruction from Big Bobby.
Hmm.
Trying to sort of like outrun this high pressure. It is not a fallen tree, but looks like a like there's a flash where it looks like like an old cabin that's made from like fallen wood, and just before the impact, I think you get a flash that is it looks a lot like that sort of like a Blair Witch bobblehead that Ren found in the back of the truck. It's
Oh no.
old wood, kind of gnarled together with like fur, and it's got like teeth embedded in it. It's all messed up, and then the car impacts.
Woohoo! PPK.
You're not dead, but the car is wrecked, and I think you all have been variously thrown from the car onto the side of the road.
Ow.
We could do a verse, or we could keep going with that.
We love being separated.
Oh man.
Like good peanut butter.
Man, do you want to try separating the party in the fog?
People will also take some conditions for being wounded as well.
I'm open
yeah.
for either. I think story-wise it sounds fun, but I'm also happy to do verses.
Oh man. Let me think for a second. Let's see. Yeah, this is so terrible from like a winning the game perspective, but yeah, I think destroying the car and separating the party is what's going to happen here.
Amazing.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
everyone.
I think it sounds perfect.
Fantastic.
Wise.
I think everyone involved in the crash is going to take. I think you can narrate your own injury from being thrown from the car. I'm gonna give Zeph. I'm just gonna give him thrown from car, or no, in crashed. I'm just write down crashed because he was sleeping in the back.
Oh.
So yeah, tell me, each of you tell me what your injury is from being thrown from the car.
Ooh.
My pride.
Oh, disappointment.
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Not again. I'm disappointed in myself.
Oh.
Oh man. I'm gonna say, well, I'll say thrown from the car. And for instance, vision spotty, ears ringing.
I think I've got a very bloody nose.
Yeah, I think I've twisted my ankle.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, not good, but
Not good.
Is that a condition we take?
Yeah, that'll be a condition. Wow, wrecked. Okay, cool. Who comes to first?
I don't think I do.
I'm not sure if I was actually out, so I think I'm probably awake. I'm just like, trying not to get blood on my clothes because they're great. My cloak, my precious cloak.
I want this whole thing to be Sebastian is far less injured than any of us, but is complaining like 3 times.
But is the same, yeah, but to him, it is this, like, if he went on the pain scale in the doctor's office, he'd be like 9.
Oh, yes.
I can't walk.
Yes, but I can't fasten my cloak without getting blood on it.
Yeah, that does
Which
sound
is
worse.
worse? I'd argue mine.
Quietly checks, were you vulnerable with someone?
I was vulnerable. Oh no.
Cool. So, Sebastian heard the like the footsteps, right? Oh, was that the cracking bone footsteps?
Oh yeah. I didn't think it was footsteps. I thought it was just like either bones cracking or chewing
Yeah,
on bones.
crunching
I
and
wasn't
chewing.
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I could tell what. So like either like breaking bones or chewing on
Yeah.
bones.
What do you do when you find yourself on the ground and the car and your companions not in sight, just fog everywhere?
After trying to stow my cloak in a way as to not get blood on it, I think second, I do immediately start looking for my companions.
Hmm.
That's like my next priority. Is I think I'd probably start. I mean, looking, and if I don't immediately see them, I'd start calling out, be like, "Ren, Joseph, where are you? Are you dead? Well, I guess you can't answer if you're dead.
You'd be able to project too.
Are you not dead? Or if you're not dead, say something. Oh no, they're dead.
What are you afraid might answer you?
An otherworldly voice telling me they are dead.
Hmm.
They're mine now.
Oh.
I think it's worse than that. I think it's your own voice
Whoa.
telling you that you're dead.
That I'm dead?
Yeah. This is also going to be a communion roll.
Good thing I've been not pumping up that communion.
Yeah. Y'all need to think ahead.
Big Bobby.
Howdy, truckers.
Would you like to use anything to bump that up?
You know, it actually seems like a completely legit place to use my antique oil lantern that emits only shadow, which appears as a soft blue light to the one who carries it.
Nice. That's really good.
Perfect time.
Yeah, that seems right up the alley of all this bullshit going on. So what is this roll for exactly? What am I doing?
Avoiding getting got by an angel, basically.
Got you. So because I use the object, it's 3d6 top 2, right?
Yep.
-1.
Yep.
No way to lose that roll.
Not at all. So easy. So that's 8 minus
Hey.
1 is 7.
There's that 7.
Woo.
All right. Great. So that's going to succeed with
just barely.
You're not answered by a voice, but I think you're answered by more of that bone cracking sound coming from behind you. And there's like so the fog is in like there's pine forests on the side of the road as well in this area. And I think what you hear are that you realize that bone cracking noise is actually branches breaking, and you can't see very, very far in the fog, but you can see something very large moving through the forest, and you actually get a glimpse of it, and it is another one of these like house-sized, like twisted wood shape, like weird vines and old wood and moss and teeth all over it. It doesn't seem to be necessarily a approaching you, but it kind of looks like it's looking for something nearby you. And I think the last shot is the trees kind of parting as it doesn't have a face. It's just this like weird wooden giant contraption, but it does seem like it's looking for something where you are.
Looking for a friend.
Mhm. What about Ren?
Just like us.
Twisted your ankle.
Yeah, I twisted my ankle. Yeah, give me just a second. I'll be back on screen. What did I do? So I got thrown, and I think I like landed weird on my ankle, and so I think I think Ren is like, oh, I don't see the others. Maybe they already started like going to try to find a town. So I think I'm gonna go walk back towards where I think the road was and to walk up the road.
What are you afraid that you'll find instead of the road?
Instead of the road, I'm afraid I will find baby.
Big Bobby.
Big Bobby. I'm afraid that the road is gone and now it's like a big chasm.
And it's worse than that. There is a big chasm, but you are at the bottom of it.
No.
Hey, guess what kind of roll this is?
It's a bad one.
It's a
of the bad
communion roll.
Sorry, say again.
Communion.
Communion. Oh, fuck yeah. I was bored for this. So I'm rolling to figure out if I'm in a pit.
Yeah, rolling to figure out how lost exactly you are, pretty much.
Okay. I got plus
you're gonna
3.
2 dice plus 3. You can use something for it if you'd like.
Am I in a pit? Let's see. What can I use? I could fill my pit up with water. I could fill my pit up with mushrooms. I got my Blair Witch bobblehead. I got plus 3 already.
Cool.
So
No,
probably nothing would go wrong. And it's a D6, right?
Yeah, it's 2d6.
2d6. I have forgotten how to play this game in less than a week. 2d6. Am I in a pit or no? Plus 3. That seems fine. Let's do that. All right.
Hey,
12. I'm not in a pit.
You're
not in a pit.
So not.
With 12, that means that you're good and you'll get an extra benefit or advantage.
Ooh, I like those.
Get a free burrito.
Yay.
So I think what that looks like is that you were like there was a slight incline, like the forest is over here, the road is here. You basically just fell in a ditch. You like climb out with your busted ankle, and
Yeah.
and you don't see the car or the I don't know, were you paying enough attention to notice the thing that blocked the road that got you all messed up?
No, I think Rin is often in that back seat, so
Mhm.
facing backwards, and also, yeah, probably was in their own little world.
Nice. But I'm pretty sure you know which direction to head.
Yeah.
And so your companions are probably not too far away. And you start walking down the road.
Yeah. I was like, I'll walk down the road. I'll either meet them or I'll meet a town. Look at me. Logic.
And
they're gonna be so proud of me. I didn't wander off.
I think what you find on the side of the road is a shrine to the Bard Companion. You see it on the side of the woods next to the road. And I think this is one of those strangely quiet areas as you're walking by. and you see it because there's a lantern kind of hung on one of those hooks, and beneath it is a smooth, flat stone covered in prayer marks and small offerings, caught and wrapped in red paracord. A little skull with prayer marks on it, a little wooden bowl stained with blood. Seems fresh. And there's a paint the scene question for you. How do you know that this place is well loved?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's usually you can see a perimeter where all like the road trash has been cleared. Like there's like there are definitely like truck tires and like roadkill and stuff along the road, but you can see like there's a big perimeter around this shrine that it's been cleared.
Nice. You've marked a verse of prophecy, right?
I think I have. Let's see. Verses.
Yeah, it looks like you got the whispered psalm there.
Yeah.
Cool. Then you get an extra question.
Oh, goody.
How do you know that the sacrifices are not being accepted by the god?
So there is blood in the little on the stone.
There's a little wooden bowl that's bloodstained.
It's bloodstained. The sacrifices are not being accepted. I think because in the blood and the bowl is spelled out, why have you forsaken us?
That's great. And then the last thing, you also hear a voice behind you.
Oh,
great.
And the voice says, "You rolled a 12, it's fine." The voice says, softly, "You look lost, friend. No need to worry. We all get lost sometimes." You.
right.
um, where did you land?
That's a good question. I think,
You were thrown from the car.
yeah, I don't think he landed that far from the car, or he'd be in much worse shape.
Yeah.
So I think that like
You actually landed on the road, I think.
yeah, that's what I would guess too.
Yeah. I think you near the car, in fact.
Yeah.
And you can see that the car is
In
the car is
perfect shape.
wrecked. It's
One
bad.
little scratch on it.
But what's the first thing you check in that car? See if there's see what happened to Zeph.
Oh yeah.
The oil.
The oil.
What's in the glove
is
box?
not
I
in the
never
car.
checked.
In fact, no one else is either. So at least he wasn't hurt. He wasn't like crushed in the car by the crash.
Yeah.
Just gives you a little bit of solace, I think.
Hmm.
And there's the whatever you crashed into is not there anymore, but you do see there is a trail of like broken twigs and cast off stones and bits of stuff that may have stepped on, that kind of leads off into the woods.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What would you like to do here?
I think I'm gonna rummage through like the glove box and see if there's any painkillers or anything. See
sure
if we've got any sort of emergency stuff like a flare or a light or something.
Yeah, I made you got a first aid kit and a basic, car stuff there.
Okay.
What do you want to do with those?
I think I want to down some painkillers, and not a great idea, but I think I'm going to light an emergency flare.
That's actually really good.
That might get my friend's attention.
and no one else is.
Yeah, exactly. That's about as much math as many moves ahead as Hugh is thinking right now.
I think lighting the flare is inadvertently setting up a little shrine. So I guess the question is, what are you afraid the Bowered Companion will demand as a sacrifice for your safety?
Oh, geez. What will the Bowered Companion demand as a sacrifice? Like a lot of blood. Apparently, blood is the thing, and yeah,
I think it's worse than that.
sure.
I think it's a lot of blood over a long time.
I mean, in a way, that's more.
Meaning that whoever the sacrifices would need to be like
Oh, pinned in place. Okay, never mind.
Great. This is also going to be a communion roll.
Sure. And is there anything I can use? A long sickle with an ivory handle in the shape of an owl. Yeah, this seems fun. I'm going to produce the long sickle with the ivory handle in the shape of an owl to indicate that we are not under the protect. How do I phrase this? Like, but I think Hugh is like rattled, so it's just like,
This guy once.
the owl sent us or something like that.
Awesome.
We already have a friend.
Yeah.
Great. Mark that off and roll 3 dice, top 2 -1.
Okay, 3D -1, top 2 dice -1.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 9 -1 is an 8.
That is an 8. Great. So I don't think any sacrifice is called for immediately. I think what happens though is you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Not good.
And it feels as if it's trying to like guide you in a certain direction.
Oh God.
Do you do that?
I think Hugh is just kind of like, no. Keeps going the wrong way.
Amazing.
Sorry. That's just his headspace right now.
Oh, Hugh.
I think you're going to condition then.
Okay.
And I think the condition is obstinate.
Sure. That's fair.
Sure, a condition.
Not just...
Definitely go away later.
Yeah.
Just say no to that condition as well.
No.
I mean, you can
No.
if you want to. You can mark a verse and say no to that condition.
I mean, this is nice from a storytelling perspective.
Yeah.
But I think the yeah, that's fine. What were your sounds that you had?
Constant whooshing, crunching of bones, it sounded like, an occasional sudden eerie silence.
Yeah. I think what you hear are footsteps somewhere.
Oh no.
But like human footsteps kind of crunching on the gravel next to the road.
Okay.
Sebastian. Is this your first time? Well, I guess it's not your first time actually seeing. Is this your first time actually seeing an angel? Because we didn't actually see the mother, right? Like this is a fucking angel. Like this is a house-sized twisted Blair Witch looking wooden
I
teeth
think
thing.
it probably is. I don't think I would have encountered directly an actual angel before.
Yeah. You're engaging with an angel. XD.
Oh, geez.
Check your questions, everybody.
Totally forgot about them.
Where are you? I'm gonna come over there.
What is Sebastian's reaction to like it's kind of like you're out swimming and you're seeing a whale, like an orca for the first time.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
super cool and like something that you kind of never wanted to see but always wanted to see, and it might just be like awesome or it might just eat you. How do you like? What's Bastion's reaction to that?
I'm just gonna go with my gut here, which is that I think, without even thinking, kind of involuntarily, he uses his "all the world's a stage" move.
Amazing.
He sees it, and he just naturally, the natural storyteller in him, starts narrating, and he's like, "And there it was, one of the most majestic, yet daunting and dreadful entities a mortal could ever encounter, right in front of his very eyes. Not merely a line drawing in a textbook, or a verbose description in a play." And he could see why, because the experience of seeing this creature could not be put into words, and all the words in English language could not be combined in any adequate combinations to explain this experience. For a moment he doubted, would he leave this experience alive? If so, he'd be forever changed. And that's when his eyes, well, you said it didn't have any face, right?
It doesn't have a face. No, it's like a weird stop motion looking house tree thing.
Though the entity had no discernible, recognizable features per se as we know them, something about it he could feel, the equivalent of a gaze. They locked gazes, which was something he couldn't even fully comprehend because there were no eyes. So how could he be locking gazes? Yet he felt it. He felt the connection, the wonder. And that split moment lasted forever. What would happen next? Would he be consumed? Did he explode into all his individual atoms? Would he be eaten by some kind of maw? But they connected. And there was, in a way, equal wonder coming back from the entity. They explored the connection for a moment and continued to, quote, stare at each other until the entity moved on without incident, as a human would move on after gazing upon an ant and watching the way it weaved its path, wondering what was driving it and what was going through its mind, but yet it ultimately having no significance other than fascination. And just as you probably walked past 1,000 ants and never wondered further about them, the creature took in this encounter and moved onward to whatever its agenda was, probably something far beyond the comprehension of Sir Bastian's mind. And he returned to reality, remembering that he still didn't know the fate of his chosen family, his companions.
All right, that sounds like a roll with presents to me.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? And let me just double check.
Hoot, hoot, motherfucker.
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Motherfucker, goddamn.
Finally used my inspired. Finally remembered to use that up, so that's good. And yeah, so there's nothing I can really do other than roll. So let's fucking roll it, man. D6 plus 3 is a 9.
That's a 9. All right. The performance is deemed acceptable, but not impressive.
Of course.
So you'll be taking the condition a disappointment.
So used to it.
Oh, but none of the rest of us participated in it, so we don't
That's
get
right. No,
disappointed.
you do not. You weren't here. You weren't
Yeah.
here to play your parts.
And just like you said, the thing like regards you, and then either deems you inconsequential or not a threat or uninteresting, and like actually like lumbers like right by you and continues on, crashing into the woods. Great. What's your next move?
I think after taking a moment to recover from that, I think I can come back to like, yes, we still have to, we have to figure out what happened to, still trying to like find them. Though I think I'm more visually searching now and not so much audibly calling out. Because I'm like, maybe we shouldn't, just be quiet.
Are you, question, are you visibly searching for your companions or like searching for what's going on here?
I mean, honestly, I was thinking companions because I mean, I still think he's a bit freaked out about being alone and not knowing if they're all dead or,
Mm,
and especially after seeing that, now he's like,
yeah.
well, fuck, we're like, they possibly consumed by that thing or smashed or squashed or something. I don't even know. I don't even know what the options here are anymore.
Do you head in like the direction it came from or the direction it was going? Or parallel or perpendicular to it?
My instinct, so I'm guessing I'm still like somewhere near the crashed car, right? I haven't gotten
You're somewhere like in the woods near by the road.
Yeah.
You haven't found the road yet.
My, my instinct is I think you kind of do concentric circles because logically he's thinking they couldn't have gone far. We all got thrown from a car,
Mhm.
and so
Logic.
he just didn't, and well, I guess you think, yeah, we hit that, so he would have been thrown that way. So whatever, like front of the car, kind
Mhm.
of a search pattern in a cone in front of the car.
Kind of doing a spiral out.
Yeah, or probably more like, since I know it would, or at least I think it would have been in a direction in front of the car instead of a spiral. I'd probably be doing like some kind of,
Little zigzag.
yeah.
Cool. We'll come back to you. Um, Ren.
Yes.
Someone behind you said you look lost, friend. No need to worry. We all get lost sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you turn around.
Yeah.
You see a person. Um, they've got twigs in their hair.
Yes.
Heavy hiking, like they clearly like are like, if not living in the woods, they are sure putting that on. And they've got like they're looking in your direction, but they're like focused on a point far beyond where you are. Um, what are they carrying that lets you know that they're bringing something to the altar?
Mm. They like have a stone dagger in their hand.
Nice. And still kind of like looking through you. They're just like, you are lost, aren't you?
I suppose so.
I see you found the shrine, so you can't be that lost. Where
Well,
are you going?
we were trying to go through the fog and then we hit something. And now I'm here. But that shrine, it looks like I mean, I don't want to be rude. I don't know much about roadside shrines, but it looked like someone was frustrated with the god.
Not frustrated, just continuing my efforts. Who am I to dictate what a god needs?
Well, what do you need?
Need. I'm home.
Oh,
What do you need?
uh, I guess a home. I hadn't really thought of it like that before, but I mean, we're all born into a home, supposedly. It's a job of your parents to make a home or your guardian. And we call it a home and it has the name of a home, but if pieces are missing, if people are just drawing from one another and never given back, is it even a home? And to be fair, maybe I have started to find one in these companions of mine, even baby.
Are the
But
companions here?
I guess that's why I would be lost. I don't know where they are. We were all thrown from the car.
Hmm. Driving through the plains without making a proper offering can be dangerous.
Yeah,
Me,
I suppose.
home is wherever I am, so I suppose you could say I'm never lost.
Oh, that's comfort.
It's
I
not
feel
comfort.
lost all the time.
That's what it is.
I mean, I do know one space where I will feel comfort and home, and I used to rush towards it. The embrace of dirt, watching them fill in around your coffin, finally able to let go of duty, of obligation, connection. I used to run towards that, and I'm not so sure anymore. I do feel lost.
Well, that's good to hear.
I guess it is something, what they say, admitting is the first step.
Giving into what's bigger than you
Oh,
can never go wrong.
yeah, I've forgotten the things. What can I do around a person? Sorry, as a player.
Whatever you like. I think
I think
as
that's fine though. I checked off a couple boxes.
yeah, as you're talking, I think he you see he has like a really like not like a section of branch that has a lot of like pitch in it, and is using the stone knife to scrape some of it into the bowl, like scraping out the inside of the stick, like kind of like amber dried sap. Got to keep the lamps lit, or I suppose it's just me now. I've got to keep the lamps lit.
There used to be more of you.
They did, but the borrowed companion these days is well, neglected, hungers. I'm afraid it preys on those who have things that could be taken from them, so we can give them back eventually.
Mm.
But no one to guide. What's a god of the lost do? Um, Hugh, you heard some footsteps nearby.
Yep.
What do you do?
I think he is like, yeah, given the state his hearing is in, he's probably like kind of squinting around, given the state his vision is in, to see if there's anything there.
Mhm. There is, in fact. And as you look, it is um, looks like a person, kind of coming out of the fog. And as they see you, they start to run towards you.
Oh no.
What do you
I think he starts walking backwards,
do?
like kind of conflicted between wanting to keep some view of what's coming at him and wanting to get away.
Yeah. And you see, they come up to where the are you holding the flare, or did you set the flare down somewhere?
Phew, I guess it depends on how much time has passed.
Not too long.
I think this went pretty quickly, so I think he's holding the flare, but won't be for much longer as it burns down.
Yeah. So they run towards you. They have got like wide eyes. They're like really short, short buzzed hair, kind of lanky, and they have a, a uniform that like a waiter at a diner would wear, kind of. You see they have like head kind of flopping off, and they just run up to you and just like stare at the flare for a second, and then put their hands on your shoulders.
Oh no.
Have you found a way out?
I think Hugh just dumbly shakes his head.
And I think at this point you can see their name tag reads Lakin. I'm not sure. Lak. Um, and it's like I've I'm back to the road. I saw something in the trees, and I started walking towards it, and I swear I was walking in a straight line, but now I'm back here. But I've been walking straight. I can't be back where I started. I've been walking straight. How long have you been here?
I can't. I think yeah. He's just like
trying to.
I think Hugh is continuing to back up and kind of holding out the flare. Came to about 3 minutes ago.
Oh, he slumps and looks dejected.
Problem?
You're near the car crash.
I think so. Yeah.
He kind of like slumps, and you see him tearing at his jacket, and tears off his cloth. And kind of like he wraps it around the antenna of the car and ties it in a bow. He kind of shakes his head. Hasn't done any good so far, but got to try something.
I think Hugh says, "Thank you." What? Why the bow?
Marking my trail.
Oh, then you have a new thing to reckon by.
Yeah, I suppose the car itself would be enough, but you never know. Eyes could be deceiving me. I don't even know if you're real, but you got a It's not a lantern, but I suppose it'll do.
Have you seen? It's a safety flare. I'm trying to get my friend's attention. There should be 3 more of us out here.
Do you have any food?
Yeah,
No,
I think he
but
shakes his head.
suppose.
Am I the only one you've seen out here?
Yeah.
Need any aspirin?
I don't know. I feel kind of floaty, kind of disconnected. I haven't talked to anyone in a while, so I'm not sure how to talk to people. I'm sorry. I'm used to being around people all day.
We saw some sort of creature in the road.
An,
Hmm?
an angel.
Uh,
Yeah. This
and that's
place
what we
smells good.
hid, I think.
You
But
didn't.
going out in any direction, just yeah, obviously you can't track through the fog.
Well, welcome to the Whisper Plains.
This is them. And nothing you've tried of work. What have you tried so far?
Walking, marking my path, calling out, avoiding the angels. There was a shack a ways back, but can't find my way.
Yeah, this is the way of things when angels are involved, right? You try everything that makes sense to you, and none of it matters. None of it reckons with gestures vaguely at the fog around them.
What are you doing out here?
Oh. And then he laughs. It's like, we're here to investigate the angels. They both laugh about that.
Well,
I found them, Lakin. I found them. I'm a good employee, he says and kicks
Oh,
well,
asphalt.
sure your employers will be satisfied with your progress. Now,
One
get
more disappearance into the fog.
back to them, I guess.
Do you know what these gods, what these angels want? What offerings? What sacrifices?
Why don't you make an investigation roll there?
Okay.
I felt
Um,
like
Go
it had just
wrong.
changed his voice. I was like,
talking to someone I think is going to be presence unless you want to use communion, I guess.
Oh, yay. Okay, I guess it's presence. Yeah.
Focus, insight. Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I obviously, in a gaming perspective, would like to argue for focus or insight, but I just, presence is the one for just like charm someone or capture someone's imagination.
Hmm.
I,
I could go with insight. If
yeah,
you're like, you're grilling him basically. If you're going to be like kind of digging for research.
I'm I'm gonna go against my best choice, and I think actually focus is the main thing for Hugh right now in this scenario because he is just fucked up and trying to stay locked into a conversation with somebody, and I think that's really hard in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
moment. So I think that's the main thing.
fantastic.
And that is going to be 2D plus 2.
2D plus 2, unless you want to do something with it.
Um, and there's a dog bark, and it is our dog.
I'm glad it wasn't a random dog.
Yeah, I'll just try it playing 2D plus 2 and see what happens.
Nice.
Seven.
7. Great. That will just do it. Um, mm, I'll save that one for later. The question was, what do the angels want?
Yeah, what sacrifices or offerings do they like?
Um, well, I mean, I know the the light seems to do something. I found a couple of these, and he uh, like reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a little like a little effigy of a person-ish shape. It's made of twigs bound up and broken glass.
Oh no.
Like maybe a bottle that was thrown on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Someone's been making these. I don't know if it's someone else who's lost, leaving something behind, or something the angels will let behind, or someone trying to give something up to him. And there is going to be a will either be a complication with the clue itself or
Oh no.
yeah. What do you take it from him?
Um, I think I don't grab it from him. I don't think he's
Yeah,
thinking too
kind
clearly
of
about it, but I
like
think he's just like he's
yeah.
just like a kind of taking a closer look at it, but doesn't think to check in with Lakey about it.
Yeah.
Kind of reaches forward and peers at it.
Maybe it's just the way he's holding it, but it kind
Hmm.
of looks like it's moving a little bit.
No.
How do you react to that?
Um, I think in Hugh's current state, he stops trying to pick up the thing or hands it back and is just kind of watching it. Like this feels like a cheap response in a way, but I think he's just doesn't trust his vision at this point because
Yeah,
everything is
yeah,
still like
yeah.
flashing
It's
out and
hard to
stuff.
tell. Like maybe it might have been a trick of the light.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But he doesn't like ask if it's moving, I think, because he's
yeah.
so sure that it's just his brain having been knocked around.
And so he says, "Well, what do you think? Do we stay here by your makeshift shrine? Yeah. Do we stay here by your makeshift shrine, or do you want to keep trying my way?"
Oh man. Let's see. I feel like I feel like Hugh would want to stay by the car as like a landmark, which is not great for I as a player, I was like, go off with Lake and that'll be fun. But I think the character is just like, no, I can't really go much of anywhere right now.
I think that he kind of like sits himself on the busted hood of the car and just says,
Hmm.
"Well, I guess we'll just sit here a while and see what happens." I think it's a good time for a break. We'll come back and get back to this.
Cool.
Do like 5 after?
5 after. Thank you very much.
Be right back.
Mhm.
All right. In chat. Interesting.
I love that we always make the story choice. Anyway, I'll save that for stars and wishes.
Early star.
Early star.
Great. Last we saw Sebastian, you were not getting something
Angel
terrible
fied.
done to you by an angel. What now? What is your
Damn fine
strategy?
question, sir. Damn fine question. If I do say so myself. Hmm. Just trying to figure out what I can do to help me find my compatriots. And we are. Am I surrounded by fog right now? Is that kind of situation?
You are surrounded by fog in the forest, pine forest, near a trail that the angel has smashed through the trees. And the watcher is disappointed in you.
Yeah, it's used to that.
Oh.
Kind of a hit on something I want to try, but I can't figure out exactly how to use it. Well, here, I'll just go something basic. I'm trying to make it too complicated. So Sebastian's a bit freaked out, more so than he anticipated by like I think he's really realizing like how much he needs the group. It's like I don't like being without my troop. I need my troop as a director.
My company.
Yes, director is nothing without his company. And I think that's when his prop work skill kicks in, as he's once again adjusting his cloak to keep it out of the blood path from his nose, and he notices something, a lump in the cloak. He's like, "Oh, yes, these binoculars! I forgot these binoculars that I always carry in my cloak. How convenient!"
Fantastic. Master improvisation. Once per session, you can declare a tool. Great. Yeah, you have binoculars. Boom, just like that. What are you trying to do with the binoculars?
I mean, even though it's foggy, I think that's just all he could think to do. Is so instead of just wandering a path in the fog, I think it's more a slower path. But he'll stop. He stops and just scans with the binoculars, hoping maybe the wind will clear some fog or just something. He'll see some trace of them, or at least a hint of where to possibly go.
What are you afraid you might find instead of your companions in the fog?
Because I've disappointed the watcher, I'm afraid, and I've seen evidence of angels. I'm afraid I'll see one of the watcher's angels coming to take me to backstage.
Yikes. That's great. Cool. This is going to be a veiled move, so there's no worse than that. And it's going to be with insight.
Like, I'm not ready to go backstage yet.
And I think you can mark since you're using the binoculars, like, I think you can get an advantage with those.
Right. Makes sense.
Take you to the green room.
Yes, exactly. Not the green room.
Everyone's doing warm-ups.
Think about that.
Oh no, not warm-ups.
Fucking
Zip,
hell.
zap, zap, zip, zap, zap.
Oh, God. Bunny, 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 bunny.
Song
So
circle.
did you say?
I'm doing it first. I'm doing it first.
I can't remember what stat did you say?
Insight, because you're trying to
Dig it.
find something.
So insight with it's a +1, so 3d6, top 2 +1. That's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, an 8. Great. I think it takes a while. Let's see what we got here. I'm not gonna take that away. Yeah, I guess we're doing this then. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think as you scan the forest, I think you start getting a little freaked out because the kind of soft shifting shapes of the fog, as you look at them more keenly with the binoculars, start to become more distinct. And not angels necessarily, but you definitely see like person-sized things like strewn throughout all of the fog. You can't make out any details. It's all very hazy. And they're not all ground level necessarily. I think you're going to take the condition hazy.
No, I'm full
But
of conditions.
Do, after scanning the woods a while, see a soft glow of a red light sputtering in the distance. Like a road flare.
Then I think because I have nothing else to go
That
on,
could
I
be
feel no
anything.
choice but to go toward it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Fight it.
Great. Ren.
I refuse. I go the opposite direction. Fuck that red light.
You are welcome to do so.
No.
What are you doing there? Did the devotee introduce themselves? I think eventually they would have if they haven't already. Their name's Farley.
Yeah.
Fairly. So you've just kind of been talking about gods and sacrifice and what they want. And they're kind of scraping their pitch into the bowl. And I think what they're doing is, even though it's a wooden bowl, they have a little camp stove that they set up. It has one like a little rocket stove, like you feed sticks into it. And you see that the bottom of the bowl is all charred. And what they're doing is they're melting the pitch, and they refill the lamp that is at the shrine with it. And there's kind of, it's almost like automatic motion. They're kind of far off, and they're like attending to their work carefully, but they seem to be doing it in a kind of detached kind of way. What are you doing?
I mean, I think Ren is just like being quiet with them, but story-wise,
If you just hang out with them, they will, they kind of mutter a few things and scratch a few more prayer marks, in a few rocks and put around the shrine, pick up some trash.
yeah, I think
load in.
while they're doing the like shrine work, I'm gonna just kind of hang out with them, maybe help a little.
Yeah. I think when you help, they actually like come into focus for a second and like feels like they're seeing you actually for the first time. They kind of like smile and nod a little bit and continue with their work. And then eventually they just say, even if you're lost yourself, and it seems like this might be your nature already, you can still help others find their way. That's what I do. Do you feel like
We
that's
do.
something that you do as well?
Yeah, we have a lot in common. I think I help people find where to rest, what they're looking for, where they were always going. And I think I pursued it selfishly at first because I wanted it for myself. But I think what I am also learning is that before I rest, there must be some getting lost. But
That's-
that getting lost means there's something to find.
That's the thing about being a guide to the lost. Is you can't really settle down yourself. You have to walk. You have to walk the path to know where to take others safely.
Well, where we differ though is that fortunately, I think I might not be much help to you. But perhaps you could show me the way back to the road and to the car.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a veiled move with communion.
Yeah.
You're actively helping out with the shrine as well.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Min-max me.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and make
Thought I was
what are you afraid what are you afraid might happen if the Bowered companion does not accept whatever, like the offering of pitch for the lamp?
yeah, I think that it's gonna get us more lost. Then we'll go further into the fog of the woods.
This is just a veiled move, so there's no worse than that. And you're rolling 2 dice plus 3.
Okay. Gonna have to be careful with this one.
I love the collection of role names we're leaving for Ben to see next
I
time.
know. I think we should just let Ben read the role names and see if he can figure out what happened.
But there's the story.
There is. Not the green room. I rolled a 9.
Great. I think so. That's a success with a cost, and I think what the cost is, they put out their hand, and kind of instinctively, you know that they need that Blair Witch bobblehead to complete
Yeah.
the ritual. So go ahead and mark that off your altar. That is actually remove it from your altar.
They're gonna be so happy I got rid of this.
Yeah, don't just check it out, just take it out.
Oh, okay.
And I think when they put that on the shrine, and I think when you do, that's when the lamp begins to glow red, and you can kind of see a thin beam kind of not shooting out from it, but kind of emerging. And if you follow it, you see another softly glowing red light at the other end of it. And Fairly nods to you and says, the companion show you a path. Maybe someday you can do the same for me.
Till then.
Till then. And if you like, you can rejoin Hugh, and I think Sebastian has also found Hugh as well.
Yeah.
So
I think Bastion immediately tries to grab both of them in an embrace and is like,
Oh,
my friends,
they're both like,
Yeah, he
I
was
thought-
probably just like.
I thought that all I needed was a troop, a company of players, but I've come to realize in art, I'm a part. That you're more than that to me. You are my chosen family. You are my chosen players, my chosen troop. You could not be replaced by just anyone. I don't want you to think that you're just filling roles in my cast. You are my top choices. I would not recast you even if given the choice.
I think Hugh is kind of stammering a bit and then kind of gestures and says, "This is Lakin."
Wow, thanks. I don't even know you, but thanks. Really nice of you to say.
Yes, I'm sure. Sure. Pleasure to meet you. Link. Any friend of
Please.
Hughes is a friend of mine.
Sir does have a knack for discovering talent.
Oh, great.
Have you heard of Brother from the
Yeah, but
Clutch?
we don't need to talk about brother. He's got enough publicity.
His latest.
Well, now that we're all here, want to sing a campfire song or something?
Lakin told me that walking in a straight line doesn't seem to do anything.
No, don't do that. I don't know how long I've been walking, but it feels like a very long time.
You also put this on the antenna.
Oh, I met Fairly Soulless.
You must be careful. I encountered an angel. A huge walking tree of an angel. It was mesmerizing.
And it
I
let you
avoided
go.
death narrowly. I only avoided death by emoting from the soul. I could feel that
I
the
think
angel felt
you and
it
Ren are like,
and moved on.
we're not going to be able to do that.
And I think Hugh feels like he has to say something, so it's like, oh, when I lit the safety flare, I heard some footsteps and someone tried to shove me. It's like the line just kind of wilts as he says it.
That is also harrowing.
Hey!
Hey, it's the old last name.
So, what now?
Guessing we're unable to do a journey move without a car.
Oh, not right now. No, I don't think so.
We should have got a boat.
It's less the car.
If we had a motorboat.
I'm so sorry.
Motorboat through the fog. It's a fog boat.
Painting was sentimental.
I did not review the questions and opportunities for this. The initial question for this assignment is, what is the quickest way to retake the trade road, destroying the god or appeasing it? And that's only complexity 2. You have
Oh, hey.
clues now if you would like to theorize, but it's up to you.
What are the complex ones? That's the one we want.
So after that,
Using the god is always the hard road.
I was gonna say we
Oh,
have to do
yeah.
the 2-1 first anyway, right?
Befriending.
if the quickest way is destroying the god, how is it
Oh.
vulnerable? That's complexity 4. If the quickest way is to appease the god, what must be sacrificed to do so? And that is a
There
complexity.
we are.
That's what we're talking about.
That's the one.
So what we need to do is spin 2 clues to
Buddy.
theorize to arrive at the conclusion that appeasing the god is the quickest. That's the road we're seeing before us.
Do we unlock a special move for appeasing the god?
So if you destroy the god, you resolve the assignment by destroying the god or neutralizing the threat. If you appease the god, you resolve the assignment by finding an appropriate sacrifice to appease the god and potentially relocating it to somewhere more suitable.
Okay. But there's no like
Just-
extra move that we gain from that under one.
Does not look like it, no.
We just keep relocating gods. I feel like we
Right.
are
The
engaging
big
in
card
environmental
Nazis.
justice problems.
We're definitely
You also
of
do
the-
have an unused verse for this assignment as well. The verse
Oh,
I feel like we are definitely of the that's a later me problem in this group.
As long as we're like sticking it next to wealthy families.
so we entered the fog briefly, heard screams from the wire saints, and then used the sound to sort of guide our way out. And we have
Oh,
the paper
yeah.
map with the spirals. We have the effigy made of twigs and glass. And we have the promotional bobblehead cap, Big Bobby's bottle of pee.
Oh yeah, and you know everything there is to know about trekking.
So So we just need
Well, except
2
I
of
burned off the
those.
one advantage I was going to get from it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What?
as you're
Oh no.
as you're kind of rifling through your pockets for
Yeah.
something to light the next flare or something. That's not how flare works, but
Yeah.
you do find you apparently absent-mindedly tore out the back page of the book. And it is let me double check here.
A recommendation for the rest of the Learn It series of
I think there's a small paragraph with that at the top, but the rest of it is an application to it's an application to become a driver for Fading's Ferry and Freight.
Oh, okay.
So I have an idea.
It's
for
just
the-
like Big Bobby wants you to become a trucker. Big Bobby really wants you to become a trucker.
I think Kira's like, a day like this.
It's advertising type, like it feels a little menacing.
Like in
had-
contrast with the rest of the book, which has this like exclamation points. This is fun.
I have a suggestion for solving the 2
Oh, cool.
2 clue question.
Yeah, my brain was just kind of fumbling with it.
I'm thinking that perhaps the discarded Big Boppy's bottle of pee with special promotional bobblehead on cap and the effigy made of twigs and broken glass indicate that the quickest way is by appeasing the gods, and the way by the sacrifice you need to make to appease the gods is trinkets from several other rival gods. I don't know how many, perhaps a certain number, because it's like, yes, give me the trinkets from like 5 rival gods, and all right, and we'll be cool.
Did Ren, did you see what the what do you call it? What's the noun? The devotee. Did you see what they did with the trash? Like, did they just clean it up, or did they make it part of the altar, or just push it outside the circle? Like, I guess the actual question is, how does the Bowery Companion feel about roadside trash?
Yeah.
Part of the sacrifice is something they hate.
Yeah, I think that they have been collecting it.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the broken glass from the bottle that was thrown outside of the
Yeah, I
road.
think they do incorporate it in as much as they can, but yeah, so there's like rubber and like broken glass and wrappers. Yes.
How
Sorry,
is it?
was there another piece I needed to add?
Nope, that was it. Just curious.
Okay.
So where are we at with the theory?
Well, my suggestion is that the 2 clues I mentioned, the bottle and the twigs, indicate that appeasing it is the quickest way by sacrificing to it some number of rival god trinkets, because it's like that's less stuff being sacrificed to rival gods. It's almost like a slap in their face to be like, give me their thing.
Interesting. What do y'all think?
Yeah, and I think you end up sacrificing them by just kind of losing them in the fog. It's like that's how things are given. They're just kind of misplaced there. Or
It's not
any
really
kind of,
So logistically,
sorry, okay, yeah, never mind then.
Logistically, I think it would basically mean us collecting some offerings to other gods. And then
Well,
somehow
that's the next
sacrifice.
question. You don't need to worry about that part yet. There will be more clues to figure that out with.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, this is just like destroy or appease. That's so it sounds like appease. And it sounds like the bottle
Piece of pie.
Hey-o.
Peas in a bottle.
A piece in
cool.
a
If you want to
pod.
roll with even odds, that's 2 for 2.
That's what we do.
All right. Who wants to do that roll? Like
That is-
Bastion
I just realized I
theory.
misspelled my last roll, and I'm disappointed in myself. I am disappointed.
Disappointed.
I said no, not green rom. Boo.
Cool. So that's just a roll straight up with 2 dice.
Appease the god. 2d6 is
And
gonna
this
be a
is gonna
12. Bam. 11.
Boom.
Close.
Bam.
11. Okay.
I was
11 is
trying to
good.
manifest a 12. I almost got
11
there.
is good. So on a answer the question, answer is correct, and the opportunity can be pursued. So we've used those 2, and the one we're going to pursue is if the quickest way to appease the god, what is the sacrifice to do, Joe? That's a complexity 6. Great.
Ooh.
And yeah, Lakin agrees.
Good,
Sir
Lakin.
Bastion sort of has this side. He's like, great, Lakin.
You can stay.
Great. Now we just need to get out of here.
It's almost like you're trying to decide for lunch with like a group of friends. There's a stranger who's like, I think we should go here. And you're like, oh,
Right.
great. Not sure who asked you, but sure.
Not a part of the friend group, Lakin.
I like this vibe from Lakin.
I mean, we're going to be here a long time, so we might as well get to each
We
other.
keep collecting people and like having them travel with us for a little while. I love it.
True.
It works. Sounds very much like us.
Baby.
Yeah, babies loose in Welkin's vigil.
So we need to start looking for offerings to other gods, collecting them. I mean, I think it's my theory anyway. Investigating.
Yeah, is there any investigation we can do in the boundless fog?
Don't forget
Sure.
to look at your questions if you have it. It's your periodic question reminder.
Actually, if no one else has any strong ideas, this is 2 hours. We could
Yeah.
now and
Those feel good.
assuming Ben is coming back, I think we close with Zeph
Finding
one
him.
out of the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe
"Hey,
Zeph was in
guys."
the car the whole time. It was like,
No, Zeph was
oh,
also
hey.
lost. Zeph was also lost because the car was
Okay.
fucked up. So yeah, Zeph. I think it ends with Zeph
Yeah.
one out of the fog.
I want to
Like,
hear his
never
what
gonna-
he was doing.
you're never gonna believe what I saw out there.
Hi, Zeph. Meet Lakin.
Oh hey.
Lincoln wears a tie, but does it not ironically.
We'll end there then. And we'll good one there. Cool. Let's go to questions. End of
Pew
session.
pew 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 pew.
No assignment resolved. Answer end of session questions. Let's start with Ren.
Yeah, that's me. We didn't solve an assignment, did we?
No.
No. Just in case. Every time I need to ask, just in
Sure,
case
no.
you want to give it to us. I don't think I engaged with a god, angel, or under other divine manifestation.
Definitely did. One who
Oh.
in the shrine and the god.
Okay, so that counts, even though it's like not the god itself.
I mean, that was the god showing you the way home. That was 100%.
Oh.
I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't like if at some point you have to roll with communion, then doesn't that mean you engaged with a god or
It's a good sign. Yeah, it's a strong sign.
Cool. All right. And then I went out of my way to connect with the local community
Definitely
that I
did.
could find. And I was vulnerable with them about
Yeah.
being lost.
Awesome. Boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
I will give Zeph their perfunctory one point. Surash.
Action T XP. Oh, sorry,
I
was it
feel
me?
like if in his recap he can do all those things. And then
Yes.
I punched a god.
In the face.
Who's next? Sorry.
You.
Oh, I love how you point the camera. I'm like, well, that could be any of us. Yes, I did engage with a god, and I was vulnerable with my loving troop who I missed.
Oh yeah.
So that's an advancement +1, yay.
Dang. Cool. And that's you.
Did not complete an assignment. engaged with the god. I think I engaged with the angel by running into it and then accidentally making a shrine. So I got started on a monologue to Lakin, but I don't think it really connected. I think I was vulnerable about, I think the moment of we're investigating angels was just kind of like a moment where he let himself look bad and foolish. So I'll credit myself for vulnerability on that. So no advancement for me this time, just 2 XP.
And we don't have any moves resolved, so let's go with Stars and Wishes, starting with Peter.
Let's see. Stars for everybody supporting the narrative moves. That was, it was nice that I could wreck the car and people wouldn't be mad at me for making it harder to succeed. A star. This is starring myself, but I'm enjoying the infinite library so far. I hope I get more uses out of it. Star for Mark for creating all of these NPCs for us to interact with and to give different vibes to the place. Stars for everybody making the fog creepier and creepier and creepier. Wishes, more books. I want to keep using those on the different assignments. I want to at some point see what's going on in Vulcan's Vigil again, but that relates to a wish for getting out of the fog, I suppose. And a wish to see what Zeph has been up to. That should be exciting.
Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
Heath.
Stars, I love how I think everyone's got their characters so well. It seems real natural for all of us to like just find the things for us to do that accentuate those characters, which is just fun. Everyone seems to know, it's never like, I'm not sure what I would do here. And yeah, stars for both Mark and the system and us as a party for the, again, not being afraid to choose quote unquote the bad choice, because there's not really one. It's just a matter of what kind of turns does the story take? And, stories have ups and downs. So if you never have any bad choices, it's kind of a weird story. It's like everything goes well for us all the time. It's weird. Witches. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking, I just felt right because of my encounter with the angel. For my advancement, I went ahead and used my very last stat increase to take my communion from -1 to 0.
Nice.
Because I've bonded. We bonded. We're kind of pals now. No wishes off the top of my head, so I'll just leave that.
Cool. And Nick.
Yeah, ditto. I realize when I play with other groups, the gift I have of the trust we have in each other. Of like, oh, I know if I'm like, I'm gonna make it really bad, I'm gonna run towards the trouble. That this group is like, yes, that's how stories work. And we all love story. I know I've been in other groups and worried that they were like, no, I want my character to do well and play well. And maybe that's also my own stories, but I really appreciate that about this group. And I feel like this episode was a good moment of that, of like, yeah, we definitely crash and we definitely destroy our car and we get separated. And really loved everyone's little adventures. Loved getting to see the book move. That was cool. The angel was creepy and amazing. And I love like the different settings in this game too, of like just with a few questions we can build a world, and like it feels so different than other places. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Zeph is up to. Wishes to either go deeper in the fog or get out of the fog. Yeah, and then next week I will maybe need to miss, but we can talk about that offline. That's me.
Awesome. Yeah, this was super fun. I really like starting off with the bang and taking the miss and sending out everyone off into the fog was chef's kiss. Great. Loved it. Did not expect that, and it was an awesome time getting everyone's different kind of perspective of the fog and kind of what your like how you dealt with being like it's the worst setup. Like literally, yeah, I'm not gonna like being you're in a featureless plane and you don't know why you're there or how to get out or what to do. Go like literally the worst setup, but this made it great. And how it kind of brought out each person's like way of dealing with stuff. So it was really cool to see. And yeah, I didn't have to it was nice how naturally everyone came back together. Like it wasn't like, okay, and then someone comes and picks you up and puts you all together again. Like, oh no, like just because of the stuff you did, it just worked out great. That was cool. Wishes, yeah, definitely see what happens with the Zeph. Want to see more investigation stuff. I feel like this was like good vibes all around. So it wasn't bad, but like getting more investigation and trouble. It's gonna be good. And yeah, see what it looks like when y'all get out of fog and into Alm or wherever you want to go next. Cool. That's all I got. Anything else before we say goodbye?
That's it. Yeah.
Cool. In that case, we'll see everyone on the internet next week. Bye.